Hi, this is Johnny, your friendly local realtor. Welcome to the May 2021 monthly market report. As we approach the middle of the year, weather is getting hotter, but nothing can be hotter than the current homebuyer demand. Today, aside from inventory, I have much to discuss with you about things that are happening in the housing market, so please stay with me. So let's start out with the housing inventory. On my last monthly market report, I've given you many reasons why we're having so much shortage in inventory all across the country. And there were many reasons, but as a recap, the main reason is that because builders pretty much stopped building after housing crash in 2008. Population has been growing, but since builder lending dried up, homes weren't being built to meet that population growth. Because this is what Sam Cater from Freddie Mac said. The main driver of the housing shortfall has been the long-term decline in the construction of single-family homes. That decline has resulted in the decrease in supply of entry-level single-family homes or starter homes. And if you look at this graph, you can see how many single-family homes were built in each decade. As you can see, it's clear the deficit over the last decade between 2010 and 2019, where only 6.5 million homes were built in this country. And if you compare this to other recent decades, only in the 80s, the total numbers of homes built were under 10 million. Okay, so now we know why there's inventory shortage, but let's move forward. When are we going to see more inventories coming into the market? According to a recent survey by Pulsonomics, 43% of the economists said US housing market will grow in the second half of the year. This is due to massive COVID vaccinations currently taking place. More people are going to feel safer to go outside and have people come in their homes. This in conjunction with lots of new constructions that is about to be available for sale, home buyers are finally about to get some breathing space. And let's take a look at current inventory situation for Georgia. This graph indicates numbers of homes available for sale since January 2020. And if you look at what happened recently, you can see that inventory started rising in last month in April. This is the first time we see inventory rising since the onset of pandemic early last year. Now the rise is not a significant number for now, but it's a sign we're seeing that more inventories are on its way. We had 9,600 homes available for sale in March, but that number rose to 10,150 in April. And with more inventories about to come into the market, this is what the experts are expecting to see this year. According to Fannie, Freddie, and MBA, we're going to be seeing more home sales compared to last year. Last year, there were 6.5 million homes sold across the country, but they're projecting 7 million or more for this year. It seems like they're quite divided in their projections for 2022, but nonetheless, still quite high numbers of sales for next year as well. Now, there are two questions that I've been getting consistently since the end of last year, and first is about the housing bubble, and second, upcoming foreclosures. I've explained in detail in regards to housing bubble in my January market report, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but the reason I bring this up again is because Google reported last week that the search question, "When is the housing market going to crash?" spiked 2,450% in the past month. And the simple answer to this question coming straight from Lawrence Yoon, chief economist at NAR, is this is not a bubble. It is simply lack of supply. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a bubble. We're in a completely different scenario than 2008. Right now, it's really supply and demand at work. Whenever there are fewer of an item on the market, it's going to keep upward pressure on prices. Despite many people still believing that there's going to be a housing crash, according to the recent report, there seems to be a new trend that attitude towards owning a home has started to shift in this country. This is from NAHB's report on prospective homebuyers planning to buy a home in the next 12 months. In the first quarter of this year, 16% of American adults are considering home purchase in the next 12 months. If you compare this number to first quarter last year, approximately a year ago, that number was only 10%. So what does this mean? It means the attitude towards home ownership has changed during the pandemic. You see, coming out of 2008, when people lost a lot of money in their homes, people started questioning whether home ownership is truly an American dream. Maybe owning a home isn't a wise investment. Maybe renting would be better. Well, today coming out of the pandemic, view of home ownership has changed dramatically because it was the epicenter of our lives last year. We ate, worked, exercised, played, kids went to school, and families spent quality times together in our homes. Of course, this is not going to be the situation forever, but people are thinking that's important to us now and we want to own a home for that very reason. Now, let's talk about mortgage forbearance. I have the most recent up-to-date information I want to share with you. I've been keeping my eyes on forbearance since the onset of the pandemic, and I have been keeping you updated on this issue. If you look at this chart going back to end of May last year, we had 4.76 million people in active forbearance, indicated by the red bar on the very left. This number eventually dropped to under 4 million in early August as indicated in the orange section, and then fell again under 3 million in early October in the blue. Now, most recently, the numbers remain unchanged for 3 weeks since early April, but still, people are continuing to leave the program and have started to make their monthly mortgage payments. And looking at the close view of the same graph, for the last 2 months, we had 400,000 mortgages come off the forbearance program. This is a huge number, but not many people are talking about this and are even aware of it. Remember, you could initially sign up for 180 days of forbearance program, but eventually you could apply for an extension of 360 days. So it's been over a year now since the forbearance program started, and we're going to see a lot more people coming off the program as we move forward. So the next question we need to be asking is, what's happening to those people that's coming off the forbearance program? This is the most recent data of 2.45 million people leaving forbearance program from June 1st, 2020 to April 18th, 2021, provided by MBA. 47.3%, almost half, which represent green portion of the pie, have continued to make monthly payments, paid off their loan through refinance or sold their home, and past due payments are brought to current. Now, you can say most of these people originally didn't need the forbearance program, but took it as an insurance policy just in case something were to happen where they couldn't make the monthly mortgage payments. 36.5%, more than 1/3 in the blue section of the pie, are in some form of workout or repayment plan, either in loan modification or in loan deferral. The lenders are working to help them to either tack the missing payments or make up payments on the back end of the loan, whatever the case may be. The red section, 16.2% of the people are still in trouble. These are the people that don't have the loss mitigation plan and now delinquent. And out of the 16.2%, we have 1.6% that have started the short sale, distress sale, deed in lieu, and could eventually turn into foreclosure at some point. I don't think they're all going to turn into that, but they could. So in conclusion, would we be seeing rise in foreclosures after forbearance program is finished? Yes, we will, but it's going to be very low in numbers. If we pretend all of those 1.6% of people to file foreclosure, that number is only 39,200 mortgages all across the country. Besides, there's another important reason why we're not going to be seeing massive foreclosures to hit the market, and that's because of equity. Last year, we had on average 10% home price appreciation all across the country, and this year, so far, averaging from projections by these experts, we're about to see around 7% appreciation. Now, personally, due to what I'm seeing in the current market, I believe this number could go higher. Now, if you are in the forbearance program and can't seem to find a way to continue paying the monthly mortgage payment, knowing that there's this much equity accumulated in your home, would you simply walk away? That's a lot of money on the table you're leaving behind. Plus, right now, due to lack of inventories in the market, most of the homes are selling quite fast. So there's no way we're going to be seeing massive foreclosure properties to hit the market. Well, this is all I have to cover today, and I hope I gave you some clarity in making your next important real estate decision. Along with people feeling safer to list their homes and new constructions coming into the market, this is definitely a good news to the buyers, but for the sellers, this means having more competitions in the market. So I hope you are prudent and discerning in coming to your real estate decisions. I hope you stay safe and see you again next time. Goodbye.